One of the organisers of last night's demonstration is former Meretz MK and Peace Now chairman Mossi Raz, who now serves as the Secretary General of Meretz. Mr. Raz joins us now from our Tel Aviv studio. Mr. Raz, welcome.
Good afternoon.
Is waving Palestinian and communist flags really the way to convince the Israelis that you are the alternative to the current government?
No, of course not. But first, I want to say about communist flags. Those are the flags of Hadash. This is the flags of their party, like we have our flags. Second, yes, I saw two Palestinian flags yesterday that after our request they were not anymore there. There were more Israeli flags there. But this is not the important issue. The important issue is that thousands of people went out to the streets, Jews and Arabs from Tel Aviv and from the north of the country, from the Gaza border, from Jerusalem, calling Mr. Netanyahu to resign. And actually, I think proposing another policy. You know, when you see Jewish parties, you know that they are wrong. When you see Arab parties, you know that they are wrong if they don't have partners to cooperate. But when you see parties like my party, Meretz, that unite Jews and Arabs, and other parties that unite Jews and Arabs, work together and demonstrate together, so then the only thing that they have to claim against us that 2 out of the thousands of the people had Palestinian flag.
Well, precisely on that point, last night saw an unprecedented display of unity between Meretz and the main anti-Zionist Arab parties. Some might argue that Meretz has given up on the mainstream Zionist public. Would you agree?
No, the opposite. The opposite. The mainstream in Israel must be democratic, must be Jewish and Arabic. It was like that in the Labour Party all the time. But unfortunately, it's not like that anymore. We must work together, Palestinians and Jewish citizens of this state. There was nothing about extremism yesterday. We expressed the same views that we expressed all over the years. What happened? Arabs came with us to demonstrate. This is the problem of the right wing here in this country. They say they saw Arabs coming to demonstrate in Tel Aviv. They are citizens in this state. We cannot say that, okay, they should not come, they should not have their signs or whatever.
Mr. Raz, is it safe to say that Meretz's natural party in politics now is no longer the Labour Party, which was absent from yesterday's demonstration, but the joint list?
No. We are independent party, exactly like we were in the last 24 years. I think, by the way, that if we want to have the left wing back again in power, we have to cooperate with the Zionist Union and we have to cooperate with the joint list. We have to work together in order to propose to this country peace, end of occupation, end of violence, social justice. Exactly the opposite than what this government is mobilizing. Actually, in the last 20 years, Netanyahu was elected first time exactly today, 20 years ago. In those 2 decades, he was prime minister, he was defense minister, he was foreign minister, he was finance minister, and many other jobs, but he did not deliver.
But precisely on that question of collaboration, Zionist Union didn't seem to be there yesterday at the demonstration. Why were they absent?
I think you have to ask them. Unfortunately, the Zionist Union disappeared from Israeli politics. We have to call them to come again to the streets, to the Knesset. Why did they disappear when the Knesset voted about tax reduction to the settlements? Why didn't they come to vote? Where are they? I'm calling upon about 500,000, more than 500,000, about 700,000 people who voted for them. Ask them, where are they? If they are not exist, please turn and go to the left because the Zionist Union is not exist.
Mr. Raz,
not in the Knesset.
Just to return to your question of collaboration with the joint list, in light of Ayman Odeh's calls for a combined democratic camp to topple the right, is Meretz going to form an electoral alliance with the joint list, or is this remaining at the level of joint demonstrations?
I don't think that anybody suggested that. We will demonstrate in the future with everybody who wants to come on our platform. We call upon the Labour Party. We call upon Yesh Atid to join the demonstration yesterday. Unfortunately, these two parties are not supporting the two-state solution, not are not willing enough to go out to the street to protect the democracy. So unfortunately, we are not now alone, but I am sure that for the coming demonstrations, the young people from these two parties will join us.
Mr. Raz, thank you very much for your time.
You're more than welcome.